What is up, everybody? This is Caleb with Mustard Seed Technologies. I just want to hop back on here and do a video update or a video upload for the day. I didn't do one yesterday or the day before, I think. I think it's been a couple of days. And yeah, the whole situation with that is that when I was working on them, or when I was considering doing it, it ended up being where I just didn't take the time to work on it. I was doing double post for a bit, and then I don't know, that double post kind of felt like I was doing too much, and I was maybe forcing content. But I think also too, just some more consistently I upload in general, then the better that that things can be. Yeah, so just to continue off of that, so for those who don't know, and I don't know that I've posted a video particularly with this information on here, but I've been part of a program for the last couple of years. Well, not a couple of years. I've been part of this program for the last couple of months. It started back in October, and I've been working on that as a means of just bolstering my educational background, which sometimes feels like a cop-out. I think any millennial can probably attest to the fact that we've probably learned to research pretty well, so it's pretty easy to find information. I think the wisdom part of things is a much more challenging thing to get behind, or to find sometimes, especially if you don't know where to look, for sure. But yeah, just to continue off that, I joined a program called Generations, and this is particularly Generations USA. I joined their the shortest program that they have. I'm not sure if it's actually the shortest one. I think it was the shortest in terms of what I could find, because there were certain things that were just not really playing out. Yeah, like some were 16 weeks. Another one was, this one's 11 weeks. And I believe this one was 12 weeks. So technically the one was shorter, but this was also something that I had been working on relatively consistently. So with that being said, it's been pretty good. I guess this is really just I'm in the middle of it type of review, where it's not particularly bad. As far as boot camps go, it's actually a boot camp where one can, where one can basically still have that traditional classroom setting, and then also have a not just a traditional classroom setting, but it is also like an accelerated program. So I think that's pretty cool. And the class itself is accelerated. So yeah, that's pretty good. Just a couple of key points with the program itself is that it is a boot camp, so it's accelerated, but it is also a pretty, just in general, solid program in relation to the actual content. It goes off of the Google IT certificate, and yeah, it's a 9 to 5 situation, but really it's a 6 to 3, or no, it's a 7 to 3 situation because of the time zone difference. So, but yeah, it's pretty solid. I'm trying to think of some key points that are really like good takeaways. Obviously, these are more talking head videos. It's actually more difficult for me to make these videos, which I guess is a good sign. But I sort of miss how I had things on Instagram a bit. And yeah, I don't know. It's been an interesting year, I think, figuring out and getting a solid, like not necessarily having a solid idea on what I need to do. Like I definitely find myself called to content creation and building this up in some capacity, but how to go about it, I think, is sometimes the challenge. Just because, it's not always, especially in the beginning, I think there's not a lot of audience feedback, so there are less, data points for our minds to consider, or information points, however that ought to be framed. Yeah, so just continuing off of that though, yeah, it's 7 to 3 p.m., 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The class size that I've experienced personally is really 35 to 45 people. And just continuing off of that, there's not only the Zoom meetings, but then there's also Slack, and one can contact people via Slack. If you're one of those people that are like, I need social interaction, but you're not really getting that social interaction, which I totally understand, it can be challenging for sure. So yeah. But yeah, and then really just continuing off of that, Slack, you can contact people and get through the program, and then also the professors or teachers or facilitators, whatever they are to be considered. We call them professors in the class just because I think everyone's around that, college age. So yeah, we call them professors, and then yeah, they're available also via Slack. And yeah, I don't know that I have a whole lot of information that I can think of off top. Oh, the coursework. So the coursework utilizes Google. It utilizes Google, the CompTIA, or no, pardon. It utilizes the Google IT support specialist. Um, Program, I suppose, the program that's on Coursera that you've probably seen like a bunch of certification references about. Um, and then also the test out. Oh, shoot, which that is due today. I need to work on that. Dang. Test out is a lab slash informational video situation that is available on, or it's like a simulation slash, just like video info, like site. And yeah, I mean, just continuing off of that, there's also just the so not only is there Coursera and test out, but there's also Coursera test out, and then there's also one other thing. The third thing is Coursera test out and Coursera test out and Canvas, which is a platform for logging in and all of that, or for coursework for classes, online classes in particular, which, yeah, Canvas for the most part doesn't have all that much. It's really just test out and the other. So it's test out and Coursera have the most work. So something to consider. Yeah, I just want to make this video. It's not the best, but I figured, I've seen plenty of videos that have, where people aren't even on camera. They're, trying to break down some information, and it's like, someone is basically just talking, but then like the lighting is terrible, and what else, like the not only is the lighting terrible, but it's also like just like a really poor quality, roughly shot video. So those are definitely some things that I like to think that this was not particularly full of for this video. So yeah, so to recap, pretty much Generations, it's been a pretty solid program so far. The it's kind of the hodgepodge in some sense of educationally background folks, so just come in expecting that for sure. And then it utilizes, break down again what sites it utilizes. It utilizes Test Out, which is a simulation slash video. Well, it has it's really just an online course site. It has readings, videos, and simulations. And then also along with that, it is something where there's also Coursera. Coursera, it's the Google IT Specialist program. That is the secondary one. And then the last one is Canvas. Canvas is also just online. It's more, for that one, it's really just readings, and then whatever the person uploaded for the class, whatever the professor or instructor upload for the class. So yeah, that is effectively it. Y'all will have to deal with the video quality, but at least you got a breakdown of what exactly Generations is from someone that is in Generations. I don't know that I've seen anybody that has necessarily. Oh yeah, there's one person on here that has done a video. Oh, she did the full stack program. That's actually kind of one I want to do, because it was 7 weeks. Or no, this one might have been 16. But yeah, so man, there's a lot of Black people that have taken part, or people of Black heritage or African heritage that have taken part in Generations. Mind you, I also have that on my dad's side. I just think it's interesting. It I think it's cool, but I think at the same time it kind of concerns me that there's, I don't know. I think sometimes it seems, I mean, it pays well. I think sometimes it seems like almost a pimping out of people of Black heritage. So that can really bother me. And then, I don't know, there's a whole other thing. So I don't know, that's, I do and don't want to go on a rant. On one hand, I do, because I think that's important. I think that that's weird, right? I mean, I don't know. And maybe it's really just the meek being inheritors of the earth type thing. So maybe that's more of my or more of what it is. But sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I think I get a little, for those who know my story, I can get a little bit on the not really feeling that type of vibe. So, but yeah, so that is going to be it. I hope you all found this useful. It looks like there aren't a whole bunch of people that have actually done just straight up reviews. So that is, yeah, actually I think there's one person that's done a review. So nice. I'm fulfilling a niche. Y'all get a second opinion. And maybe she says some of the same things about being kind of weird, but hey, if one is paid and paid what one has earned, then who really cares, honestly? Alright, or what, you know, what one is meant to earn. So anyhow, I'm gonna hop off. It's a bit of a rant type of day, a little bit more of a stream of consciousness, just to get something out versus having something a bit more in depth. So hopefully you all found some value. Hopefully it was useful. And if you're interested in checking out some of the other things I'm up to, or like my personal Instagram page or whatever, all that will be in the link in the description. I also might I might pivot into just doing some affiliate marketing and adjust accordingly. So we'll see though. But all right, I'm gonna hop off. Peace.